So we are currently looking at MU on the daily chart, and this has broken the bullish parabolic momentum that it was in. It was in this upward channel, and this channel is completely broken on the daily time frame. So technically, this parabola is currently now it is broken, it has lost momentum, but there is a trade to be taken over here. So let's go to the 4-hour chart and let me share both long and short possible setups for you. Remember, you can trade all tokenized stocks on MEXC as well as VIX exchange. So do use the sign up link that I have provided. Very soon, I'm going to start a bonus group on Telegram where I will share different chart setups, and it is only for people who have signed up using my link. So do take that benefit. So as you can see on the 4-hour, it is now approaching a support zone. This you can say is a previous support zone from where it bounced. You can see very clearly this was the support that held, this was the support that held, and it has come back to retest this zone. So if this support holds, you can expect one more bounce from here. Even though it has lost momentum, this is still there is still a possibility to look for longs, and I'll also share the short setup. So first, let me share the long setup. I think this is a potential top for MU. And again, whatever I say is a probability, so do not consider that as 100%. There is always a risk involved. So always calculate your risk and reward, and then you can decide whether you want to trade that or not. I think this can be a potential head and shoulders where it can go up, but this time the high would not be as high as this previous high, and this can be a macro top and eventually go down. Again, this is a probability, but currently I am looking for long. In fact, I have opened a long position, and I might add if it goes bit lower. My invalidation zone would be price acceptance below this. So between 840 to 880, that zone is a potential zone where it can find technical support and then it can go for a bounce. It is already bouncing from 880. It is currently trading at around 916. So a potential long, if you're looking to long, either from this level or let's say if it goes slightly lower today once market opens and then it does something like this. So this is a potential long zone where your target would be this zone of around 1050 to $1,100 region. This zone, in my opinion, should act as resistance if my theory of this being a macro top for MU is right. If it's wrong, then yeah, it can again reclaim this and start pushing towards all-time high or creating a new all-time high. But as long as this zone is holding as resistance, 1050 to $1,100, I think this is more likely a top than not. So again, it's a probability game. I'm currently long, and it is a very small size. And if it goes to 840, 850, I might add to my positions. And my stop loss is a clear acceptance below $840. So what I see is long. Currently, you look for long over here, or if it goes slightly lower, then you can again add to your position, or you can buy then depending on your risk appetite. Now, when it comes to short, I would like to see it go over here. This zone would be an ideal short in my opinion, because again, this was a previous zone of support and now it should flip into resistance. So technically, I would like to see it go here, shake out this shorts, and then again roll back. So if you're looking to short, I think wait for a good bounce. Do not short here because this already has corrected enough and it is reaching a support level. So technical bounce is more likely. One more short play can be if it goes back to retest this resistance and then it continues going down. So that is one area where you can look for short. Second area is, let's say it does not bounce or the bounce is too shallow and it immediately starts correcting further and starts trading below 840. Then there's your next big move that you can capture with your target. Ultimate target would be 675. So if you're looking to short, either a clear rejection or sorry, clear acceptance of price below 840, that's your short trigger. Because technically, see, you can trade the way you want. I like to enter into trade where the move is, I can capture a big move. So the risk to reward is in favor. If I'm risking 3, 5, 10%, then I should at least get 2 to 3 times the reward for my risk. That is the kind of trade I personally look for. So currently I'm looking for a bounce to $1,000 or 1,050, and then I will cut my longs and I will enter my shorts once I see a rejection. Okay. So it is very important for it to reject that zone before entering into a trade. So this is a first setup for MU. Currently it is in a support zone. So even if it goes to 840, I expect a bounce. The resistance zone, as I told you, ideally it should go to this level of 1050 to 1100, but it can also go as low as 1000 and start rejecting. And it might not go that high, and it can happen something like this also. So this is the first trading setup for MU. You can trade it on MEXC as well as VIX exchange. Do use our links to get into the Telegram group that I'm going to start very, very soon. So the next trading setup we are looking at is Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is again correcting from this supply zone. And this is currently, in my opinion, a range bound environment. So I think trading range would be more profitable in my opinion. Again, I'm only talking about short-term trading. So please don't take this as a long-term call. So what we can see in Ethereum, let's go to the 15-minute chart. You can see it is already currently making a toppy structure. So if you're not already short, then I don't think this is the zone to look for short. There are two potential plays. If it comes down to 1675, this in my opinion is a short-term important zone or SR level, you can say. If this zone holds 1675, then it might again attempt to go higher. This was an important zone. And if you're looking to long, any price near 1675, if price approaches that and you can see a good base forming, then you can attempt to take a long where your take profits again would be at around $1,800 region. And this time, if it shows some further bullish momentum, it can also go to this zone of around $2,000 region. So that's possible if 1675 holds. If 1675 doesn't hold or price starts trading below it, there is an acceptance, then you can look for short where your target again would be this low of 1540. And if there is further downwards pressure or sell pressure, then it can even go for making new local lows. So there are two trading setups for one on the long, one on the short side, and 1675 or nearby that price should be your zone to enter your trade. So if 1675 holds, you enter a long and your take profit is around $1,800. And if at all the momentum continues to be bullish, it can go for $2,000. Similarly, if 675 is lost, if price starts trading below it, then you short it with your target of 1540, and most likely if there is further downwards pressure, it can also go to make new lows. So 1675 is the zone where I would personally be interested to trade Ethereum. Whether long or short depends on whether price is holding well or price is finding much sell pressure. But this is again a good potential move if you look from $1675 region, and if at all market provides us that zone, then from 1675 to 1800 would be an 8% move. And if it goes to, let's say, $2,000 region, then it will be almost 20% move. Similarly, if there's a short opportunity, again an 8% move. And if it makes a new low, then we can expect it to go to around 1350 or $1,300 region, which will be again a 20% move. So an equal measured move on both directions in case we get an opportunity to long or short on 1675, depending on how price reacts to that zone. If at all price doesn't go all the way down to 1675, then the next zone to long ideally should be breaking out of this area, reclaiming back 1800 750 to $1,800 region. Ideally, it should reclaim 1820, and then you can look for your long all the way to 2000. So let's say if it doesn't go to 1675, then it starts consolidating, it breaks out of this downtrend and reclaims 1820, starts making support from this recent high that it made 2 days ago. That means it is breaking out of this current range and it wants to test $2,000 region. So again, that's a good $200 move that you can capture. So if we go on the 4-hour chart, you can see very clearly what I mean. If price starts acceptance above it, then you can expect it to go higher, targeting these zones of 2150 and even 2400. So I've given you a target of 2000, which in my opinion is conservative, and you should take profit because the market overall is still not showing any clear direction. So you can see a good range play where currently Ethereum is in no trade zone. You cannot open any new position here. If you have already opened a short from 1800, congrats. Ride it to 1675. That would be your first checkpoint. If you're looking to open a new short, 1675, using that zone, that would be a short trigger all the way down to this lows. Similarly, if 1675 is holding, then it might make one more attempt to go back to 1800s. And if it sees some bullish momentum breaking out of this, then it can go to 2000 or $2,100. So trading both ways is a good opportunity on Ethereum.